Hey, welcome back to my channel, Chrysalis Invictus Tarot. And today we have a reading for spring equinox or for Ostara or whatever you want to call it. I couldn't sleep, and once again I was called to the tarot cabinet to do this reading. So let's take a look at what energies are at play, what's going on. And we start with the Friends reverse. Yeah, so the energy that's really, or the dominant theme of this cycle for us is relationships. So the relationships that feel good and nourishing versus the relationships that feel draining or obligatory. Okay, and also relationships to do with, okay, so if you are a person who tends to help people, or this is the patron fairy of social workers, healers. So if you're someone who tends to heal people or attract broken people, or something like that, there's a block. Who nurtures you? Who nurtures you is a big question that's coming up right now. And yeah, I was kind of hearing this before, but there was a block. It was like a stutter almost. It's like each time we try to express our boundaries, this could be with a specific person, there's this block, there's this inability to finish the thought, like how I'm doing right now. It's like you're a margin note when you're meant to be the main text. So this could be in business partnerships, this could be in a relationship, this could be just a level of self-doubt or relational doubt where you're putting the views and values of others ahead of yourself. The Glankner also really speaks of lust and illusions that we keep because it's convenient, like not seeing that part of a person because it's just easier, or just feels easier to, it feels easier not to acknowledge it. Let's get clarification here for the Friends, and then okay, that's too many cards. So I hope this finds you well. Please see all of my information in the description box below if you're interested in services. I am running an Ostara event later today with Other World Retreats, co-facilitating that. So it's going to be really beautiful. A lot of it came in to me while I was lying awake. Okay, the feline. Yeah, this feels like you've given someone too much power, and it may not just be one person, it could be a number of people. And this isn't even that those people don't deserve it, right? So like sometimes the dialogue becomes, this person is toxic, this person is narcissistic, this person is this, that, or the other thing. Sometimes it's just that we are giving people this power, and it doesn't have anything to do with them being narcissistic or bad people. It's just that we're not comfortable because of past issues or because of people in the past in speaking up, or so we're replicating toxic patterns with non-toxic people, with untoxic, non-toxic. Okay, so what's coming in is this fresh energy of healing. And this is beautiful for a spring equinox. You know, the way that I've described the practice that we're going to do today is that, you know, it's like opening all the doors and windows and letting the fresh air into your like stale winter environment, you know, the same air that you've been breathing the whole time. And so that's what's coming in. That's what's coming in for us, is this beautiful, refreshing energy. Okay, I don't know how to take these guys because I don't know how they fell. He of the fiery sword, this checks out for Aries. We've got the masculine energy coming in. And I think it's really important that we understand how to direct that masculine energy. So for instance, if we are looking at our lack of boundaries as the fault of the other, then we can step into maybe we start to express things with anger in the wrong places, or direct our anger toward the wrong people, or you know, with this fiery energy, you really want to be able to direct it. So it's important to start a fire season with direction, lest you burn things that do not need to be burned. The singer of healing, the fiery sword. And there's this hope here. You know, those relationships that we hang on to that are one-sided, or, you know, I saw this meme yesterday of a person, I don't even know if it was a meme, I think it was a comic, talking about like how they used to think they were special for dealing with difficult people. And this is just kind of like, I don't need to deal with that. And it's as simple as that. And the amount of like fresh energy and hope that can flood in that situation is just incredible. There's something about a clock turned backwards. So there's something that you have been waiting for a long time, a slow moving process. And I can just hear that there's like a click, almost like a safe opening. You know, in movies where they're listening in and to like crack the code of the safe. I feel like that click has happened, that you found the last digit, but there's still some like illusions in the way. I don't even feel like there's a particular adherence to these illusions. It's just kind of habit at this point. It's just about noticing it and yeah, all these weird metaphors are coming to me, but it's sort of like it's not a hard to scrub stain. It's like a surface mess that you can easily wipe away with a cloth. Like that's where you're at. It's not something that's deeply ingrained anymore. It's just like if you were able to, if you just take a moment to kind of be like, oh wait, this is just like a thought habit, or this is just a habit of behavior. I am going to, well, we have this strong basis. I'm just going to travel over to the other side of the room and grab some of my, even though I'm sitting at my tarot cabinet. I have cards across the room. So we're going to take a look at the Wildwood Tarot and see what messages there are for us there, if we can be more specific. This is going to be our basis, our energy, overall energy. My chair is so creaky. I'm sure you can hear it in these videos. 9 of Arrows, dedication. Yeah, the slow moving process. There's a lot of anxieties here. A lot of anxieties. This is in the past energy that I'm looking at. So we'll take a look at the present. Oh, too many. It's interesting that the 9 of Arrows in this deck is dedication, because the 9 of Swords is like the middle of the night card. It's, you know, what woke me up to do this reading. It's like, it's almost like we think that we need to stay up at night in order to dedicate ourselves to something. And I think this is what we're closing out, is our idea of what commitment, what dedication, what our responsibilities are. Okay, in the present, we have 10 of Stones, home. Wow. This is really coming into a sense of, like, 10 of Stones is like finding or achieving, you know, your ultimate family, your ultimate home, your, with this here, it's very much a connection between, you know, your ancestors and your descendants. It's really finding yourself actually rooted in the present, being an in-between for, you know, family past, family future, or humanity past and humanity future. So this is really finding presence in the present. This is incredible. And our future energy is the moon on water. Okay, so we have more of the illusion energy here, and this was pulled in the future position as well. So there's some sort of illusions that we're going to be processing in the next phase, but it's not necessarily the ones that we were processing before, where we were like, can I trust this person? Da, 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 da. At this point, we're kind of like in a space of, can I trust myself? That's the big question. So this is more about looking at self than outside of yourself. So this is not looking at this or that person and saying they are this or that way, and this is why, you know, things are the way that they are. This is looking at self. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay, what's been coming in for me recently is I always thought I was the chaser in relationships, but it turns out that I am very much a runner, and I have a lot of running tendencies. I think I oscillate between both, but without recognizing that I have running tendencies, I'm only seeing half the picture of myself. So we say, you know, if you're only looking at one side of that, so, you know, a couple is a great example. If you're only looking at one side of it, i.e. you're looking at, you know, your partner and their shortcomings or whatever conflicts you're having with them, and then but you're also not looking at both sides of yourself. So how am I responsible in this, you know? And sometimes this can be a really hard message when we think of the things that have, you know, maybe been done to us or the things we've experienced. And I know that, you know, there's some of you watching who have had like truly, truly devastating things happen in your lives. And I am not invalidating that. Your feelings are valid. but there's also, you are responsible for your healing, and it may not be fair, the things that you have to overcome. And I totally get that, but this is about really like radical self-responsibility and using the energy, this fiery energy and this hope to create healing. There's actually this like invisible egg at the bottom of this card. I don't know if it's meant to be. I think it's supposed to be the reflection of the moon. But I read it as this, there's this new way of being that you cannot even see that is going to be uncovered through this process. So let's see if we can get some more advice. Okay, so with the past energies, if you are feeling left out from something, it's probably a good thing. It's probably not where you're supposed to be. And using your emotions and using that feeling to tell you that, to instruct you. This is about, thinking about the places you did not fit in. And some people feel uncomfortable doing this, right? Looking at where you feel sorry for yourself or where you felt like you didn't fit in. Because I think people think that if you look back or if you acknowledge those things, you're dwelling. This is not about dwelling in those spaces. It's being real about those spaces. I don't know if I'm just being really Virgo right now, but it's being real about those spaces. So where did you not belong? Where did you keep trying? What do you keep trying to make fit? What do you keep trying to make work? And then, and how much anxiety is that causing? How many, almost your dedication to getting into spaces where you don't belong. This is something that we're leaving behind in this next cycle. I keep shifting from you to we. I'm really interested to see. This 10 of Stones feels really, really good. The Shaman. Mastery of the co-creation. Yeah. We are in so much power here through this spring equinox. We have so much power collectively and individually and this is very much about it's like sorting out your own house is how you sort out your community. Sorting out your mind is how you sort out the minds of those around you. This is a living by example, but more radically than we've ever done before. This is what I'm seeing. Knowing how to use your tools. And if you don't know how to use your tools, acknowledging that. So something that came up yesterday on my Instagram was how to move forward when things are unclear. And, when you have all of these tools, when you know that you have established these tools, when you know you have established this foundation, uncertainty and the unknown and the unclear become less and less scary. They become really obvious opportunities to move forward and to transcend. And as I'm saying transcend, we have the Guardian and Knight of Stones. This is that slow, I was feeling Knight of Stones before, the slow moving process, which in this deck is interesting because is it a colt? Like a young horse, which to me is like really fast. moving energy, but I feel like there's a bit of that. It's relevant in that things that have been moving slow are all of a sudden just going to pick up. This is like, because the foundation has been set, because you know how to use your tools, that was the slow moving process. The turning the dial on the safe, like it was a slow moving, cautious, you had to really listen in kind of process. But now there's certain things that we have established that we don't have to re-establish. Like we're already there, and so things can move faster from that strong foundation. If you don't feel like this foundation has been built yet, so this is what I was getting back to. So being able to feel safe and being able to feel loved are huge parts of this foundation, that safety, that stability. If you don't feel safe, how can you create safety? If you don't feel loved, how can you find that love? And here we have the moon. So this is illusions, dreams, but something being revealed. So something that we couldn't see. We needed this foundation in order to see this. So this is the path forward that has been hidden, and it's hidden behind this this death. The guardian is a guardian at the gate of the underworld. And we also see this as the home goes down into the underworld. So this is becoming more comfortable with this death process as well, with letting things go, with the unknown, and trusting. This is a bear skeleton. I don't know if that's important to you. But it also, for me, you know, at this time of year, if you think about like, you know, winter being the season of the bear and hibernation, and this has the, you know, it's kind of the death of the winter and moving on with a renewed hope. Okay, let's get a few oracle cards. Any additional messages? I don't normally pull these kinds of oracle cards with these cards, but the fairies are allowing it, so we'll roll with it. We have stop, slow down. The pace must abate before it's too late. This is kind of what I was feeling here with the 9 of arrows. It's like your dedication, the way that you're dedicated, maybe it's not hustling in the same way that you were before. Maybe it's not, you recognize that running yourself ragged or thin is not success. That is, you know, what kept you on the outside looking in. That you need more space and time to reflect and figure out what's going on with you. Rejuvenation. Yeah, I like this. Reawaken and then stand stronger. Yeah, and through that rest, that's how we reawaken, right? We have to rest to reawaken. But I do feel standing stronger so much here. These are so aligned with the cards. And Peruvian lily. We have 2 lilies. Lily might be something to look into. Strength, more effort will get you what you want. And I love how that's paradoxical to the rest, because there's so much paradox in this, but I think that's what we're becoming comfortable with, right? This space between is the unknown, the space between life and death, between waking and dreaming. You may want to take a look at my dreams reading if you haven't already. And I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye.